live streams,
and updated local forecasts where you live.
local coverage is just a touch away on the Local 3 News app.
Download it now.
February is Eating Disorder Awareness Month, and it might surprise you how unaware people truly are about the multiple types of eating disorders that affect Americans, particularly our kids. Well, every year the MCR Foundation finds a way to try to reach out and broker that awareness to make more of us realize the impact that these illnesses can bring to those that we love. So Emily Collier is back on the show with us with the MCR Foundation with this cute little sign next to her. That'll be a fun way for you to help reach out and let people know what's going on. So good to see you.
Good to see you. Thank you.
So as Emily and I talk, I was just telling her I was on Facebook last night. I don't really remember why, but Emily's a friend of mine on Facebook. So this post popped up, and it was of a video that we had done a few years back, really kind of reminding people of what you do.
Yeah.
And I watched it. I would encourage you to watch it, and I was kind of brought in because I was kind of relearning the story too, of how complex eating disorders are and really how pervasive they are. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they're very layered, and as Pam Kelly always says, and you can see in the video, eating disorders never stand alone. So usually there's something else going on, whether it's depression, anxiety, underlying, there's always kind of a co-occurring thing going along with the eating disorder.
Right. And I think what MCR always wants to do when they come on the show and what they do every day at work, Emily is the one. If you know somebody, if you are struggling with an eating disorder, you call, she will call you back if she can't answer, and then you are the resource that helps the person, the family, all the way through.
Yes,
right?
Yes. So I'm a licensed clinician, and so which is nice that when you're calling someone, I can do sort of like a mini assessment of what's going on. If it's the client himself, if it's a parent, if it's a friend, I can gather some information and kind of determine, like, what are we looking at here? Like, has this person been in therapy at all ever? Can we handle it with some therapy? And I will help you find the right therapist for what you're dealing with. Or do we need, is this a more severe case where we need to pull in a pediatrician? We might be looking at inpatient depending on what stage we're at.
Right.
But our whole goal is to make this less complicated for you.
Right.
Because it is overwhelming. When you do have a child or a friend or a loved one or yourself that's going through this, a lot of times you don't know. I don't know the therapists in the area that specialize in X, Y, and Z, and I don't know which doctor might be the best fit for me to deal with my issue. And so that is what we do, is we help you navigate that system and connect you with the right people that specialize in what you're dealing with.
You also never know when someone might need the help. So that's why you've got these signs.
Yeah.
People can go on the website. It's $25.
Yep, it's $25, and this is just like, it's an awareness. We launched an awareness campaign about 3 years ago. More so, it's just kind of a fun way to be like, hey, I support the MCR Foundation, but also when people see these signs, they might get curious, look us up. Oh, I didn't even know this was here. Because we are a free resource to the community, and this was just a way for us to kind of spread awareness to let people know, hey, we're here, we're in the community, here's what we do, here's how we can ever be, if we can ever be a help to you.
Right.
Call us.
And then Emily will bring it to you.
That's right.
And deliver it right to your door. So let's talk about MCR Foundation. It's Mary Cameron Robinson Foundation. We don't have enough time to tell the whole story, but she really embodied a lot because her eating disorders changed over the course of her fight.
Yes, over her 14-year battle, she kind of went in and out of all three, whether it was restricting or binge eating or binging and purging. Cami sort of experienced all of it.
Okay, so when you talk about the kids out there, this is not just teenage girls. This affects boys.
Absolutely.
Younger and younger children.
Younger and younger athletes. We get a lot of phone calls, especially male athletes. I get a lot of phone calls. Kids, it is getting younger. I've watched it go from, 10 years ago, teenagers, to now I get calls about 9 and 10-year-olds that are already having some not necessarily full-blown eating disorder yet, but some disordered eating patterns that could go down a very dangerous path.
How important is the word pattern? Because I think that a lot of us as moms especially kind of are beginning to be aware of this. Right. So you don't want to panic just because your child comes home and hadn't had lunch that day.
Yes. Right. No, I think if you see a repeated pattern where, everybody's kid has a day at lunch where they either don't feel like eating or they didn't like what was on the menu. But if you're seeing this more often than not, your child's bringing home a lunchbox that's still got most of their lunch in it. So you're looking for some warning signs, but that are kind of pervasive, that are there over time, not just a one-off or a couple of weeks. Even if you might be having a struggle for a couple of weeks, but it's more of a long, like a not long-term, but you're watching patterns emerge.
Right. And the reason, she kind of skirted this a little bit, how it's always a symptom of an underlying mental health concern. It's what makes it so difficult, because you can't just say, well, eat this or don't eat this. It's not that simple.
No.
And then families try to do it, but they're doing the wrong thing, and it exacerbates the problem. Is that right?
Yeah, a lot of times, because if you don't, if you're not aware of, if you have a child that, let's say it's kind of a control thing for them and they feel like this is the one area where they can control, and then you're the parent and you're going to push, then that can often cause them to restrict. So just having the knowledge of, like, even using something like MCR, if you don't know what's going on, you can go to our website and kind of look at what are the warning signs, what do I need to do, how do I get help, when do I need to get help, at what, at what phase do I need to kind of seek out help if this has been going on longer than like just a 2-week thing, or because kids are tricky. Kids are tricky, so you kind of have to just watch what's going on, and if you feel like it's becoming a problem.
And no doubt, we both know there is still a stigma. There shouldn't be, but there is still a stigma. So again, you can go on the website, MCRFoundation.com. You can choose to either order your sign, which is just to raise that awareness so people can maybe put that stigma at bay eventually, or perhaps you could use some help from Emily. And the phone number, call them, is 622-2666. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
The best shower remodel for the best price. Montgomery Showers is offering huge savings on our very popular shower systems with 0% interest for 18 months. Now is the perfect time to start your project. Montgomery Showers, local, quality value, MontgomeryShowers.com.
Want big fitness energy without a big investment? Join Planet Fitness. Now through February 16th, save big during the Big Fitness Energy Sale when you join for just $1 down, $10 a month, cancel anytime. That's right, we've dropped our enrollment fee to just $1, so it's easy to get in and get energized. Never intimidating,